Most people get extremely excited when the crypto market's moving up. They're making massive amounts of money and everything is looking green. But vice versa, most people get extremely depressed when prices come back down, things are in the red, and they're losing money. Following the words of Bill Ackman, it's extremely human, but to really play this game of charts, this game of investing the best way, you have to reverse that. Get excited when prices are coming down and get slightly fearful when prices are going up. Matter of fact, I'd say this is the first run where I'm genuinely not that happy for Bitcoin to go on such a massive tangent, go up so quickly. You know, I thought we had a little bit more time. I'm gonna say I thought we had from here on out, basically another month or two before Bitcoin would reach the $69,000 mark, because ultimately we all know that the higher it goes, the closer it is to coming back down. And since I believe we're all on the same page of thinking this crypto stuff over the next multiple years, it's only going to be trending upwards with some dips in the middle, sure, but mostly just upwards. So it's all about making best use of the times where it is down to get yourself as much as possible, to pivot yourself correctly for the next little leg. And ultimately, that's where I come to the conclusion of down is good, up is bad. If you really start digging it, it's really a mental thing, right? Anyway, when it comes to crypto prices today, we had what I was kind of preparing and warning you guys about yesterday, the US inflation numbers coming out. And since they were even higher than anticipated, Bitcoin fell. Now, as I already described over on my trading channel, and if you haven't seen that yet, I've got a link down below to it, or you'll find it, Dusty Trades. You'll probably find it in Telegram or something. But in there, I already said to you, it's not really that I worry of the price going down too much. And ultimately, like I said at the start of the video, if it does, I fail to see that as a bad thing. And I sincerely think there's only two ways in which you can see it as bad. One is you're just fearful of the markets never coming back up, which is 90% of people. And then there's the 10% of people who genuinely have everything already invested, to which I have to say, you're a scary individual. To go all in, that takes some cojones, that takes some, damn. I always get that fear of things actually coming down lower and me needing the money to buy the dip. But obviously with the Bitcoin halving coming up in just a few days, the only question that's on my own mind is the Bitcoin halving already priced in? That's the literal only thing I keep thinking of every single day. We've got like 8 more days to go. Did all these institutions prepare for it? Well, of course they did, but are they actively buying because of the incoming supply shock? Or are they just buying because they've now gotten the opportunity and will just keep holding on? Or are they actively trying to buy now and sell, let's say in about a week from now, 5 days from now, or perhaps like 2 weeks from now, just slightly after the halving? Anyway, so yeah, prices fell from like 73,000 to 69 what? 69.5, 69.6? And the question, as I said just now, is that the lowest we can go? Well, a lot of signs are pointing towards the fact that we have a little bit more room to go downwards, but we have a very heavy upward bias. On the contrary, call me stupid for this, but I sometimes think, what if this is all just one big scheme and they're literally just pulling you in now? Pulling your leg, but then like your whole body basically. And they're gonna sell on you so hard because everybody's anticipating the halving, everybody's anticipating the crazy gains, and then they put you down in your place, like full on slipper style, And I mean, sometimes I look at all the fear articles and I think, yeah, it might be a bigger plan than a lot of us anticipate. Actually, I've got 2 things to show you, but make sure you press that like button if you haven't done it yet. And of course, today we're talking about some fear and some BS, but soon enough, we'll just talk about our top coins again, things we love and enjoy, and that I think will make us money. Not your financial advisor though. Anyway, apparently 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥, the legal system is closing in on crypto, and things may only get worse. Forget what T.S. Eliot said about April. For the crypto community and its related scamsters, the cruelest month was March. And it basically determines that it's so because of all these lawsuit things, but that's basically just gonna start ramping up from here on forward. And it made me realize he is not completely wrong. So why might I say that? Well, because I have noticed something, ladies and gentlemen, in the markets that many people are overlooking, that if it comes out or people really start realizing it, could actually be a really big break. And not a break as in, nothing's happening. I mean, a break as in it kind of makes everything crumble down. Matter of fact, talking about crumbling, I want to order some apple crumble, how do you say it? Apple crumble pie or something? I'm absolutely disgusted. I was looking up apple crumble pie and I found like some crumble sushi. Oh, I see that you're still watching. So this news that I was referring to, Lara, I don't know why I said that. Breaking, the US claims using Tether by Russia to evade sanctions. Well, why am I saying things so weird? The US claims that Russia is using Tether, USDT basically, to evade sanctions. Or perhaps the company behind it, I don't know. But at the same time, over in Europe, things are moving in a certain direction, as apparently OKX just delisted Tether in the EU, as the MiCA is looming, which is the act for cryptocurrencies in the EU. Will other exchanges follow? And it made me realize, what if they're really going to blow up Tether? I mean, I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm just saying, what if that's a big part of the plan? I mean, it's not ruled out. I mean, it's not ruled out because yes, there's a lot of shady stuff happening over at Tether, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I got to keep it a buck with you, right? My trustful self would say, guys, you know, Tether, so huge. They got so much money. They're making so much money. It makes no sense for them to mess up and go down, because if you have a company that's that profitable, it doesn't make sense for you to do things outside the book. But then again, you know, let history be our teacher. Sam Bankman-Fried, we can all say, oh, but the exchange business can be expensive. Nobody out there can tell me that Alameda/FTX, with the way they were investing in doing things, could have not made it profitable had they wanted to. They just wanted, the way I see it, right? They just really wanted to go from zero to hero, and that's why they took massive risks. That's still my own thoughts to this day. They could have definitely just gotten out here as well if the bull market picked back up. They would have been so extremely rich. So extremely rich. Having said that right now, it makes you wonder though, what else is so shady that's going on in the crypto space that we are not... Whoa, if you have earpods, oh, I think I put it to mono. Before, wherever I was on the mic, you could have heard it in a different, like around your head. I don't think it matters now though. Like I was saying, how much crazy shenanigans is going on with some of these major companies, perhaps these major funds that are now actively buying into Bitcoin via the ETFs. And what are they scheming? It's that unknown, which obviously is everywhere in our world, but it's that unknown here that really is kind of necking, because it is the determining factor between a massive crazy outrage of a bull market and some very slightly negative times. And the way I said slightly here is just because it's going to be pretty severe if they're kind of doing some shady stuff. But ultimately, I don't think it will matter. And I can't really name any full-on exodus points except for perhaps quantum computing, which just breaks Bitcoin mining, which allows for a very quick 51% attack, or the government coming out and say they made Bitcoin and are now like pranking people, basically like an April Fool's joke or something. But otherwise, if all that doesn't happen, yeah, there's a lot of annoying pieces like Tether having a mental breakdown, but yeah, and it would definitely hurt the entire crypto space. But should we be the ones that are worrying about that every single day, or just enjoy the gains, buy the altcoins that make sense? Because why care about a total collapse of the crypto market when the chance of it happening is way, way, way smaller than us just continuing on with massive gains for months and months to come, like it's done in the past couple of years. And from a risk reward perspective, it does make sense to just kind of ignore the possibility of the quantum computing and the Tether breakdown. And for example, another one like an Ethereum staking breakdown. And what that would mean is right now, a lot of people are focusing on, oh, the Bitcoin Merlin staking. And I always say, if one of those major staking houses fails, you will get such a massive crash that will last for a very, very long while that you might as well just kind of skip it, which is basically the percentage you always have of complete failure. If you're starting a mission, you have a certain EV for the most part. Let's say you want to invest at a certain strategy, you have a value in mind. Sometimes you can calculate it, you have an expected value. However, in the midst of that, since you usually have limited money or limited amount of time to try something, but there's some factors out there, there's also a chance of a complete loss, a complete zero coming out of it, but the probability of that is pretty small here. And I guess even if we consider all these factors, all these very, very bad factors, still it doesn't, from me personally, weigh off against just going full bull mode, just going crazy on these altcoins and just making tons of money in the process, with the little teeny weeny chance that we're all just being played for fools, that Tether is about to blow up, that staking is about to collapse, and that they were all just buying in for the Bitcoin halving to sell on us now. Because if you think about it, please stick with me here. If they're buying into the Bitcoin halving to buy the rumor, sell the news, those guys themselves also saw a good opportunity in the Bitcoin halving supply shock. So, do with this information as you please. I'm going full bull force mode ahead. I don't really care what anybody says. That's about it.